Hey, what's going on, everyone? How is everyone doing on this Monday night? Monday, February the 11th. 2/11, holy shit. So that's it, February's 11th day. How you all doing, huh? How was your weekend, huh? Did you have fun? Did you have a lot of fun? Did you have not any fun? Did you go out? Did you just stay in? Took it easy? Well, Saturday night I just took it easy because I was out Friday night, and then Saturday I just took it easy. A friend of mine actually, he was out there, and unfortunately I couldn't join him. But yeah, and then I was out for like a brief time. I think yesterday, which was Sunday. But here comes another week, right? Yeah, another work week for everybody, including myself, right? Work is good. Work makes you tough, right? Work also brings the dove home, right? Exactly. How else you gonna pay for the rent? How else you gonna pay for the food and all that, right? Living on this planet has never been so easy. Well, um, yeah, that's true. Um, Dry fruit, huh? Omega-3 mix. Um, well, for many people. Oh, who was talking about that the other day? Oh, Joe Rogan had Sam Harris on his podcast, and I think they were talking about um, how all these kids who graduate the college and then they have these student loans, which is crazy, but it's a crazy reality that they do have these student loans, and they have these student loans which are in hundreds of thousands of dollars, which some of them actually can't pay back, especially they have an arts and creative writing degree or something where they can't find a job that pays them a decent money, a decent living. Um, I mean, some of them become famous, I guess, creative writers and famous, authors and all that, right? But not all of them. Just like not many people become famous actors and, they become successful. So, yeah, so that's like a plague in this country, like student loans. It's a plague in this country, and luckily, when I went to grade school here in the US, I had a half loan, half scholarship. I think I said this in one of my previous podcasts. But luckily, I paid it off, the half loan part. Um, I think end of 2008 or 2009, I paid it off. It wasn't that much, but still, it's if you think about it, like $100,000, it's a lot of money. It is. For someone who had just graduated and who is trying to basically get a decent job, and yeah, so that's tough. That's tough for them. But all I can say, good luck, everyone out there, all you millennials and everyone else with all these student loans and all that. It kind of sucks. Yeah, I can imagine. But in any case, I can't do anything for you. I'm sorry, but yeah, just get a decent job. I mean, what I can tell you is that you want to become an artist, or if you want to become a creative writer, that was your major, but they can't pay you good money, then what I suggest is that you should get a job that actually pays you some good money, and then eventually you can pursue your dreams, or you can do that on the side. That would be my suggestion, right? But again, I can't say that in a general way for that applies to everyone, because everybody's circumstance is unique and different, right? So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I actually worked late today. I came and I actually went to pick up some Thai food, which I did. But at the same time, I did some cooking too. Cooked some pasta. It's kind of late, but then I ate out today. So I'm still following the less salt diet. So I'm trying to basically not eat a lot of salt. So I did cooking for tomorrow's lunch and probably for tomorrow's dinner as well. With some lamb and pasta and some veggies and all that. Right? Right. So here I am, Monday night, everyone, and I think it's is it goddamn Valentine's Day? Is it today or tonight or is tomorrow? I think it's 13th, right? Which is Wednesday night. Wednesday night is Valentine's Day, I believe. I mean, Wednesday is Valentine's Day. A lot of love and all that this week. So all you lovers out there, good for you, right? No, I'm not dating anyone, so I guess it's nothing exciting for me, right? But I don't know. I have been kind of slow in finding a date. I guess because I'm just like whatever floats my boats, dude. Kind of that attitude, I think. But I mean, I gotta go on a date because I haven't been on a date since the end of October. I think that sucks, actually. Yes, it does suck. So I gotta find a date soon and go on a date, right? Exactly. I mean, dating is in itself is a whole hassle and hustle, especially in a place like New York. But you gotta do it. I mean, whether you're a man or a woman or any gender associates, you gotta go out there and do your thing. Talk to people, socialize. I mean, I do socialize and all that. But we'll see, right? We'll see exactly. I don't have a lot of topics in my cheat sheet, but I do have few. And I presume you all will relate to those, right? What's going on out there, huh? A lot of things. Oh, they're saying that tomorrow actually it may snow in New York, so we may be seeing some snow tomorrow. Probably not a lot, but some snow, I think. Let's find out, right? My engineers were telling me so 9 a.m. 17%, 3 p.m. 55% rain. So until 1 p.m. there is some snow, 2 to 4 inches. And then this rain rest of the day tomorrow until Wednesday. Oh, I hate this. I think that's what it is, right? Yeah, that's what it is. Okay, so I'll be out there, New Yorkers. Take an umbrella with you tomorrow when you go to work. Or pick up an umbrella from your, nearest store or whatever the hell you buy your umbrellas from, right? Those cheap ones, like $5 umbrellas from the dailies that only last like once, one rainfall, and then they are just like gone, right? Exactly. So so that's the weather for tomorrow, and then the political weather around the globe. Yeah, I don't know. I don't give a shit about political weather around the globe. But I mean, a lot of shit's going on with politics and all that, and I'm not really interested in talking about that. So the Grammys last night, as you all know, Grammys are these awards for best musicians and I guess musicals and musicians. Is that what it is? I didn't watch Grammys, nor was I interested in watching them. But some people do, I guess. Many people do, because music obviously has a lot of influence on human society, right? Depending on what kind of music, but I guess it doesn't matter, whatever people like, depending on their genre, right? And then I think Grammys categorize those between rock and pop and hip hop and all those, right? I think so. Or am I right? Am I wrong? I don't know. So look it up. I don't want to give you guys wrong information. But they had Grammys last night, and so Grammys on top of the what do you call the the Valentine's week. So for them, it's like icing on the cake, right? Because most of the many of the songs are pertaining to love and lovers and beloveds and this like emotions and all that, right? So this is the perfect week to have Grammys. In any case, so that was my take on Grammys. Don't ask me who won what, because I had no idea. I had no freaking idea. I mean, when I go on BBC or CNN, then it tells you some, I don't know, some artist actually made a history with your song or something like that, or I don't know. Or some other lady artist or some other, I don't know. You get my point, right? So yeah. Yeah, I guess Grammys are part of the American culture, American culture. Just like Oscars are. Oh, Oscars are coming up, by the way. Is that next Sunday? Or the following Sunday? So 10th, 17th, August 24th, right? Is that when Oscars are? When are Oscars? Hold on a second. I'm sorry, I apologize. When are Oscars? Right? 24th, I was right, 8 p.m. 90th Academy Awards. Oh, by the way, so so apparently there will not be any MC for Oscars this time, or a host. So apparently, oh, they were also BAFTA awards. BAFTA, British, I think. BAFTA is British, right? They were also yesterday, right? BAFTA. BAFTA. What the hell's BAFTA? Sunday, February 10th. Yeah, right. So BAFTA are awards actually that are given to film actors, actresses, directors. They're like what do you call Oscars, but they are what do you call British, I think. British Academy of Film Awards. Is that what BAFTA stand for? I have no idea. I have no freaking idea. But you get my point, right? So a lot of like actresses and actors and all that. But yeah, I had no idea who won what in BAFTA, just like I have no idea who what won in Grammys. So maybe I should just stop talking about it, right? So yeah, so I will stop talking about it. I'm sorry, I apologize. With the last sentence that yes, Oscars on the 24th of this month. So that's it on BAFTA, Grammys, and Oscars, like I said, I have not a lot of topics, but I do have some topics in my cheat sheet, which I want to talk about. And I'm pretty sure there are a lot of other things that are happening, you know, around the globe, in this country, in our neighbors, countries, and rest of the world, right? There you go. So yeah, yesterday I didn't do any cooking yesterday. Did I do any cooking? No, I had the. Oh yeah, no. I didn't do any cooking yesterday. Actually, I went to this place on South 6th Street in Williamsburg. This Vietnamese place, right? It's amazing. It's like very low key, you know, like it's kind of under the Williamsburg Bridge, and it's like amazing. It's fucking amazing. The food is so fucking amazing. And I had that bulaclet. Is that what you call it in Vietnamese? It's like a French Vietnamese cuisine, you know, because apparently French were in Vietnam and they had colonized Vietnamese people. I guess that's what it was. So Vietnamese cuisine has a lot of French influence. So the bulaclet, and that was amazing. You know, the cubes of this like amazing like meat in that they cook in this amazing sauce, like some brown sauce, and they serve it with like onions and rice and all that, you know. Yeah, that was a real good meal I had yesterday. Yeah, and then I was out like for a couple of hours after my dinner. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, I did some cooking today because I always like to cook. Although I had that Vietnamese too. I'm sorry. Thai. I picked up a Thai, but I think I'm gonna have that for probably lunch tomorrow, and maybe have pasta for dinner tomorrow, and then maybe pasta for dinner afters. In the evening on Wednesday, I think. How long you can keep a food in the fridge, right? Maybe a couple of days, not more than that. Yeah, you don't want to do that, you know. So that's my plan for the food, and then this week is pretty busy in terms of work. So I'll be basically busy with work for the most part, and then just go out on what do you call weekend, because I don't usually go out on weekdays, you know. So I mean, for obvious reasons, because it's it's work days, so yeah. So although I think I said this in my last podcast, I had to kind of cut down on like going out over the weekends. I mean, it's fun to go out and just listen to music, or just be out with a friend or whatever, right? Socialize is good to do that, but overdoing it is something that everybody should avoid. I mean, overdoing anything is not good for your health and well-being, whatever it is. Even work sometimes, I mean, if you have deadlines and all that, yes, you have to meet those deadlines, but killing yourself with work, just work and work, cannot be healthy either sometimes. So you gotta take it easy, As you can see, finally I got my beard trimmed, and I have a haircut, which I got last Friday after work, because the barbershop in the building next to my office building actually was open until 7, so I left my office around 6:30 in the evening, and I had a quick like a haircut and a trim, But the lady she was like in such a hurry that she didn't do a good job in trimming my beard when I told her. And I thought that she had done a good job, but then I came home, and then I realized that she had basically just like butchered me, my beard. I'm like, what the fuck? I paid her like $23 plus $4 tip, for a haircut and trimming a beard, which is not expensive, but she didn't do a good job on my beard. So basically, then I had to do it myself, like clean it up myself. Friday night, and then I took a shower, and then I went out after having dinner, right? Right. So, yeah, that was my weekend, and I got to kind of cut down on like being out there late, man. I mean, that's something I need to cut down on. It's again, it's good to be out there, but it's not good to be out there late and all that, whether it's with friends, whatever, But in any case, whatever floats your boat, right? As long as I have fun, it's good. And it's almost 11 o'clock, and I don't want to go on and on about my podcast for an hour, so I'm going to do like a 40-minute as usual. podcast, and without sounding like I'm reading my autobiography of my life, well, let's talk about something else. So I downloaded those two apps, right? One is the NASA app, and the other one is hold on a second. NASA, and the other one is Night Sky. Yeah, so Night Sky is where you can actually like, for example, I just went to Night Sky, right? And when you move your phone, right, then it shows you where all the constellations are. For example, Centaurus. And if I move my phone this way, it shows Hydrus, Arian, and you can see Venus, Saturn, Pluto. You can see the Scorpius, Lepus, and I mean, I don't believe in astrology, but I guess these are the astronomical constellations, right? They're not necessarily astrological, so they are actually named constellations, and then within constellations you have various galaxies, right? Sagittarius, Cosmos, 2084, blah blah blah, Copernicus, Lupus, whatever the hell it is, right? Yes, it's an interesting app. You guys are interested in, then you can actually download this. It's called Night Sky, right? Night Sky, yeah. And so yeah, I downloaded those, and then NASA, obviously, well, NASA's iPhone app, excuse me, you can basically go on to see their missions and where the missions are, etc., etc., right? Yeah, that's very interesting, and this is something that if you guys are into, space travel and all that, then this is something that I recommend. Right? There you go. So yeah, so I downloaded those, and sometimes I go on there and I just check out shit, shit and shine all. So what are the current missions? I mean, are there any missions actually coming up? I mean, there are missions coming up in 2020, I know that for sure. NASA upcoming missions. NASA upcoming missions, if you Google that, right? March 2020 says panorama from the Mars camera. Future missions, here we go. Sorry, I don't mean to bore you guys, but this is something that I'm interested in. So I thought I might bring it up. So Europa Clipper, Euclid, Iris, Mars 2020, I think there's another rover. Maya, MIRI, mid-infrared instrument, I don't know what the hell that is. So there are a bunch of missions that NASA has planned. So if you are into this shit, yeah, that's something you may be interested in. And with that said, I'm going to just dig into my cheat sheet. I presume you all are having a great time. I'm just taking it easy, Monday night, you know. My next topic in not my next, but my first topic. Everything else I discussed so far, has not been part of my cheat sheet list so far. Okay, so my first topic, Infinity War CGI. I think I mentioned this in one of my previous podcasts, but I think I'm mentioning this again because there was a new article on BBC about Infinity Wars, Avengers Infinity Wars CGI, and how they came up with those like creatures. Not Thanos, but his disciples, Thanos' disciples. Those ugly-looking creatures and all that, right? And the machines and all that. So so the computer graphics, obviously, that were used. And as the technology progresses, the movie industry, the film industry, obviously avails the benefit of those technologies, and they use them. They use them to come up with graphics and all that. I mean, it's not all graphics, but a lot of it is graphics. Especially these very successful like Marvel movies or big shots like Star Wars and all that, right? Although nothing can be better than the original sequel trilogy of the Star Wars, right? Because they didn't have any modern computer graphics or any of that available, so basically they came up with those movies, those graphics, with some really basic hard work. So yeah, check it out, Infinity War CGI. That was an article in BBC. On BBC, in BBC, is that how you say it? Either or, right? On BBC, yeah, I guess that's how it works, like English language is screwed up. Or you can screw it up, is what I mean. So that was my take on Infinity Wars. Although I think the new Avengers, is there a new Avengers movie coming up, by the way? I'm pretty sure there's one coming up in 2019, which is this year, right? I'm pretty sure, but I don't want to go on and on about that. Marvel movies, Marvel's cinematic universe, right? You Marvel fans out there, I'm pretty sure you are eagerly awaiting for that movie, right? Whatever the hell it is, Infinity Wars, or the End Game, or something like that. I heard somewhere, I read somewhere. It's called the End Game, or some shit like that. Or is that like a animated movie? I'm not sure, but you guys can look it up. I'm pretty sure there's a Star Wars coming up soon. I don't know which one. Probably another sequel, right? Ninth. Because we already had the 8th. Without going on and on about movies, it's already 33 minutes. Ladies and gents and every other ladies and gents and every other gender associates. California floods. Okay, so this is what happens in California, right? So California has these wildfires, and then they have these goddamn floods around this time of the year, apparently. And those floods are really, really bad. Like heavy rain and then floods, and the road, and then the soil is eroded, the roads are gone. There is like mud everywhere. Who was that famous comedian. Oh yeah, Ellen DeGeneres. Yeah, so she was, I think, sharing one of the videos that she took off her home, that she had no access to her home because of the flood. So all these areas in California, I guess in near LA, is that what it is? North of LA or wherever the hell it is, right? They're prone to these wildfires, and then they are also prone to these floods. So it's like weird because on one hand you are struck with wildfires, the possibility of getting struck with wildfires, and then at the same time, around this time of the year, then you can also be struck by floods. Rain and then fire, fire and then rain. Like, sucks. I'm glad I'm not in California, although I guess we have our own problems on the East Coast. Primarily with the nor'easters and, weird weather patterns and hurricanes. Although hurricanes are more of a problem down in the south or southeast. Florida and all those states, Carolinas and, well, whatever the hell it is, right? Along the East Coast. Hopefully this year it's not going to be that crazy. Although you never know. You never fucking know, right? Alright, so my next topic, Earth's magnetic north. Okay, so this was one of the hot topics in the news, especially in the science and tech news, that apparently Earth's magnetic north is moving so fast. The geodetic north obviously is not moving. It's fixed. Our geographic north is fixed, but the magnetic north, obviously, apparently, not obviously, has been moving faster than the geoscientists or geological engineers. Is that what the genre of the people who specialize in something like this? I guess so. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Yeah. So yeah, apparently magnetic north has been shifting pretty fast. So I don't know what the hell's going to happen. Does that mean that the Earth is going to basically Earth is going to have a reversal of the magnetic poles? I don't think so. For a reversal to happen, it's going to be a lot of years. I think a reversal happens one in like 3 million years. Is that what it is? Once in a 3 million years? Don't quote me on that one. But it's a long time, although it can happen. But in a very long time, not like in 100 years or even like 1,000 years, more than that. So the scientists and these people who are studying Earth, they're saying that it may be because of the movement in the Earth's crust and the center of the Earth, which is obviously filled with molten iron and all those metals, right? And that's what defines the magnetic north, right? So there's got to be some movement in the Earth's core, I think. So that's what's probably causing the magnetic north shift. But look it up for yourself and you'll find out, right? But in any case, I thought that was very interesting, that the Earth's magnetic north is shifting so fast. Why? I have no idea. Well, I just told you why, probably. Mm, but I'm pretty sure there is a better explanation for that if you look it up. Um, with that, my last topic, Jeff Bezos. Okay, so I don't want to go on and on about what happened with Jeff Bezos recently, but apparently some news company, is that a news company? Um, National Enquirer, right? Is that like a tabloid or some shit? So apparently they had been trying to go after Bezos for, I don't know, and then Bezos was like, these guys are basically freaking harassing me, and then I think he told New York Times or one of those newspapers, or he did something, but anyways, so that was weird that National Enquirer was basically harassing him or something like that. I mean, again, don't quote me on that. But some shit happened, and so he was like, I think he was going on Twitter, and obviously, he's the richest guy on earth, so everybody obviously wants to make a story out of him so that they can make a buck out of that story, right? Is that what it is? Not sure. Don't quote me on that one. And with that said, I think I'm going to close out my podcast for this week, and presuming you all are having a great start of the week, which is actually not really great, right? Because Mondays suck. Mondays suck. But in any case, I'll speak to you all next Saturday, Sunday, or one of those fun days.